Funky, I Love Ladies, Sex, and then there's, Squeeze the Trigger, Pain, 6 in the Morning. When you go into Power, it seemed like to me, from a record, conceptually, everything, it seemed much more focused as far as.
Well, one thing about me is that, whatever people want to consider me, I always consider myself, I want to stay well-rounded. So I could do the gangster stuff, but I love to do the sex stuff. I like to do the political stuff. I've never really wanted to just be one-dimensional because I'm not. If you hang around me in real life, we could sit up here and talk about sports, video games, girls, then we could talk about some real street shit. Then we could talk about politics. It's all gonna happen. So once again, trying to remain myself and keeping the best version of me forward meant I had to make lots of rounded records. So I think every album I became more focused. Power was me realizing people are listening. You gotta remember, I'm coming from no records to a $40,000 budget to 500,800,000 people listening to me. I'm shocked. I'm like, yo, I got power, and every record, Power, I just opened my mouth and I was saying shit, and then motherfuckers censored me. Shit's got, that next album is freedom of speech, just watch what you say. So as I'm learning and as I'm going through these records, I'm growing, and I am hopefully becoming more focused.
But did you feel, because like I Love Ladies and Sex versus Let's Get Buck Naked and Fuck is much more explicit and like stuff, did you find that you were feeling more like willing to push that line to find the walls, or were you just growing or just coincidence?
I don't know. I don't think it was anything. It was just no. No, they're just different versions of different songs. I think Let's Get Butt Naked and Fuck was me, honest, that record was me making fun of love songs. I think LL was making love songs, and I was like, people were like, we ain't gonna make a love song? I was like, my version of a love song is Let's Get Butt Naked and Fuck. I think that was my joke. I think the original way was that song was supposed to start off with me like on some slow jam shit. And I was gonna say, I got a question, and the girl goes, what? And I go, can we just get butt naked and fuck? It's really funny. Some old funny bullshit. Me, myself, I like having fun. I like keeping it raw, though. It's just very important to me because, like I said, I never want to pigeonhole myself into what records I can and can't make. I think also even Public Enemy did that. Public Enemy had flavor as a little relief, because without flavor, Public Enemy's so hard and so aggressive that not too many people can handle it.
As you've done throughout your whole career, but like the lethal weapon being the mind.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I think, a lot of the criticism that people that didn't understand gangster rap or what was being said, they didn't understand why it was important or the intelligence or where it was coming from.
Well, at the end of the day, when you get gangster rap or me, N.W.A, anybody, people say, what's gangster? I say, really, I don't back up well. I think you gotta have a little gangster in you to not get fucked over the way this world is. When I got in the record business, I realized that they don't call themselves gangsters, but they'll fuck you over way quicker. They're cold. So I also understood that the smarter I am, the more powerful I was to deal with this particular enemy. And so that's where you get your lethal weapons, your mind. It's like I started to think, and I'm like, well, Charles Manson is in prison and he's never gonna get out, but he's never killed anybody, but he's scared. People are scared shitless of him. Hitler probably never pulled a trigger. So who's really more dangerous? Like the people that do the killing or the people that move the killers? And the answer is the people that move the killers. So a lot of these songs I wouldn't have been able to write on my first album. These are things that I learned as things start to happen and my game started to develop and people double-crossed me and different things happened. And one thing about the music industry, it'll bring you into a new realization of your life and also money. You'll just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, you become different for great good reasons. I mean, back in the day, I might have let my kid walk into the house with 20 people, but now I'm like, you know, you gotta stay on your toes. You know, these kids will double back on you, you know, and it's happened, so I know. But I've always tried to explain to people, you know, that's why I've never been, you know, I don't smoke weed, I don't get high, I don't drink. And that to me was a form of gangster, because everybody else did it, so I'm not gonna do it. And if you think I should, make me do it. I have no tattoos. So that my tattoo is no tattoo. And that's why I think people respect me. I think people go, one thing we know about Ice is gonna do what the fuck he wants to do, regardless of how we feel about it. And to me, that's gangster. So you can, I redefined hustler. You know, people thought hustling was breaking the law. No, hustling is just getting up and getting your job done, whatever it might be. You know, when the coach tells you to hustle, he means run some extra laps on that bleacher, you know, so we all are hustling. Some of us aren't. Some people are lazy. You know, like I say, you ain't hustling unless you catching a sweat. Real top hustlers are on point too. What time y'all say you're gonna get here? 4 o'clock, you hit the dot. And other hustlers know that. They be like, okay, I know Soren, he's about it, he's on point. And they respect that. They respect your hustle. And some people claim they're hustlers. You like, you ain't no hustle about you. You are a big lazy piece of shit. You gotta be on it out here, because at the end of the day, you're playing against other hustlers and everybody's moving for position. So I've spent my life trying to exchange the information almost as quick as I get it back to the people. I mean, why do I do it? I don't know. Maybe I just got a good heart.
And then how does, with your two probably most famous roles with SVU and New Jack City, how does portraying a police officer with this backdrop, how does that fit in?
Oh, it's just acting, you know, and playing a cop, it's just acting. And the thing of it is that I was scared when I first played a cop in New Jack City. I had an album out called Original Gangster, and I'm playing a cop. I really didn't know how the audience would receive it, but the audience is far more intelligent than you give them credit for. And they're like, that's acting. And no one had a problem with it. Of course, a few suckers always have a comment here and there, but the real people, and then it's funny, people ask me, well, you played a cop? I'm like, well, try this. Every rapper that's ever acted has played a cop. Dr. Dre, Tupac, everybody's played cops. So it's kind of like, if you're gonna act and you're gonna limit yourself to roles, you're very stupid. Now, as far as acting goes, playing a cop and a gangster is the exact same acting. It's the exact same acting. It's like you both have an attitude, you both have a gun, you both want answers, and there'll be a consequence. So when I'm sitting on Law and Order and I'm doing an interrogation, in my brain, I might not even be thinking I'm a cop. I'm thinking like, this fool better tell me what I want to know. In the same way I might be dealing with some street shit. So it's no different. It's no different. I think as an actor, after a while, you get tired of playing one role. I've been playing Law and Order for 17 years. But I want to get the record of 20 episodes, 21 seasons. But be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
A 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
It will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on your TV back with N.W.A.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The history of gangster rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of gangster rap in stores now.